Are there any that are not 8s? I mean, that are under?
Yes.
What percentage of a woman are under 8?
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eeryt Solo Thoughts. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Kevin Samuels. Why can't my friends get a man like I did? We shall see. But we going to see what he's talking about in this one. And make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe for more reaction videos like this one. What's up, everybody? I'm back with another Kevin Samuels reaction. By the look of the title, it should be interesting. But I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. We're going to jump straight into this reaction. Let's get it.
For me.
I actually have a question because I feel as though, I don't want to say I'm the woman that defies a lot of the odds that you're referencing, but I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I am 32 years old. I have one child. I'm currently in a relationship. And I'm plus size.
Okay.
And when I'm having conversations with some of my female friends, they say I'm the woman, as when they watch your videos, that defies the odds that you're referencing because I'm in a relationship. And on the other hand, they want to know I'm dating a man who has a blue collar job. He has his own business. And I am a working woman. I work in the finance industry. I'm also a homeowner. I have a lot that I bring to the table. So my female friends want to know why they can't be in a position like me. And I've also had men who are single that say they won't date a woman like me because I bring too much to the table. I don't make them feel like they would necessarily say that they are needed in a relationship. But I don't know how to have a...
Dang, she just good. She got a lot to say, though. We gonna get back to it, though.
Conversation with
acquaintances,
colleagues that are single.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Two questions. Women see you as the one that beat the odds. And they want to know why they can't be like you?
Why they aren't in the same similar position.
Well, let's start with the basic stuff. Are they attractive?
I would say that they are attractive.
I mean, okay, let's refine it. Are they 8s, 9s, and 10s in the face?
No.
Then
9s and 10s, no. Some 8s, yes.
And I have a different scale than most sisters use. I put Beyonce at 8, Kelly Rowland at 9.
Right.
Okay, so, and you said you're a plus size model. Are they in your area?
I'm not a model. I'm just a plus size woman.
Plus size, I mean plus size, not plus size. Are they in shape? Are they fit?
Fit, no, but they have a shape. We're in the South, so let me start by saying that. So women who are more voluptuous like myself or have more of a curvy physique like myself are more attractive versus if you go somewhere else. Then...
No, now we're starting to get out. Now, I'm from the Midwest and I live in the South. We call this stuff voluptuous, and these are nice words. And I'm not going to go pejorative, but this is part of the problem because men say they won't date for several reasons.
Okay.
For several reasons. Most men don't want women to weigh more than they do. We don't care where it fell. So if your friends are wondering why they can't get your outcomes, they need to be on your level or better. Are they there?
On my level, yes.
Okay. You'll say, okay, they're on your level as far as aesthetic.
Yes.
Okay. Then we move on. Do they have children?
Yes.
More than one?
Yes. I'm the only one of my friends that has one child.
Most of the other ones has more?
Yes.
Okay. So they are on your level aesthetically, but they got more kids. Does that increase their overall value or decrease it?
It would decrease, I'm assuming.
What do you think?
I would assume how I look at it is if you got multiple baby daddies, that's going to decrease. If you were previously married and you have twins, I would look at you as being on the same level as myself.
That's really kind of a distinction, not a difference in this case. But if we're talking about multiple children, if I wanted to take you out to dinner and your kid comes with us, that's one plate. Two kids, that's two plates. Everything else is double.
Exactly.
It's a decrease.
That's fair.
So you're already stacking up the fact that if you're, and I'm just going to assume that what you're saying, they're 8s or better. Well, wait, let me back up. You said they're not 9s and 10s, we're at least 8.
Yes.
Are there any that are not 8s? I mean, that are under?
Yes.
What percentage of a woman are under 8?
I would assume 50%, if not more.
But isn't that like a personal preference though? Maybe. Because you know how Kevin Samuels is. His definition of 8s, 9s, 10s is different from like the average person. So, no.
All right. So we're talking about women that are not as attractive, more kids, and wondering why they can't beat the odds. The numbers tell the story.
Okay. But I guess in my thinking, my question is, if you have multiple children, you've had multiple opportunities to be in a relationship. And for whatever reason, a man finds her attractive enough to be in a relationship. I don't have any colleagues that just have kids out of one night stands and continue to have children with men.
Were they married?
Yes.
All of them?
No.
Right. 1 in 4 black women will get married. So I'm going to assume that the stats hold, most of them were unmarried.
Yes.
So unmarried women with multiple children who are 6s and below, who were overweight.
Yes. I get what you're saying in that regard. So that makes sense.
I'm trying to be as nice as I can, but I mean, see, and this is what I try to let guys understand. The way women's calculus is that you guys factor things differently. Well, it's the baby daddy or the husband or this or that, or I mean, because I can deal with a man, that means I've been in a relationship. Men look at your ex and your children's father, and that's as good as you'll ever get.
That's true.
So if the guy that your friends decide to have a baby with was down here, that's the level. They're not going to get a man up here. Because this man up here would look like a straight sucker for going to get her.
Okay.
And so it doesn't matter how much money they make or anything else like that. Because you also said that men would not date a woman like yourself because of your income or something, because of what you bring to the table.
With my income, I have a bachelor's degree. I'm a homeowner. I have 1 child. I have my own standard in how I live, but I guess just looking at those things, they perceive me as a woman that is high maintenance. But I feel like at 32 years old, I'm not going to be living at my mama's house. I'm not going to be surviving and having the demand of somebody else to take care of me.
But the problem isn't the men. The problem is not going to be the men. See, let me flip it. You and your friends would not just screw anybody that wanted to screw you. You got to have a standard, right?
Absolutely.
You deserve that because it's your body, your choice, right?
Right.
And the world would be crazy to try to tell you, ladies, that you just screw every man that wants to screw you because it's the right thing to do because they deserve to have a shot, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Then we're going to flip the same thing. The men can't be wrong when they say, this is what I want this is the standard I have for a woman I want to marry.
Man.
I don't want her to have somebody else's child. I don't want her to be a certain weight, a certain look. I don't want her to have...
See, it can't just be one-sided, It has to be equal,
certain kind of attitude. And just like no one can tell women that you should have to have sex with the kind of men that you don't find meet up to your standard, you can't tell men that they should wife women that don't meet up to theirs. Regardless as to we want to say because I have a house or a bachelor's, that's a modern talking point to make more women sleep better at night. But that ain't why men really don't do it. It's because if you had the same women with the same kind of stuff you talk about, if they were fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive, those would be gone just like that.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So,
I never looked at it from that perspective, but I would agree with that.
But see, the thing and important, and what I'm trying to get ladies to understand is oftentimes you don't look at it from a man's perspective. You always look at it from a woman's perspective, and that's typically filtering your logic through your emotions, and then giving women the benefit of the doubt instead of holding women strictly accountable as if you would do to a man. You would hold a man strictly accountable before you gave him the benefit of the doubt. Women would.
I agree with that.
So when women say, girl, watch this channel and you beat the odds, well, I can understand where they're kind of coming from, but this is why I'm so adamant on the fact of having a child outside of wedlock is always going to cost.
It is.
And especially multiples. So, in most men's mind, if he was good enough to have a baby with, why aren't you his wife? And most women's responses are completely insufficient. So what you're starting to find is many women are starting to lie. They're starting to lie and say, oh, well, there was abuse. Which is a lie most of the time, because when I ask, well, was there a police report? Was it mutual combat? You go back on my channel, and there have been maybe 2 women who've actually filed police reports in the last 3 years that I've talked to who claim violence.
I would agree with that.
But I have them every week claiming abuse.
Well, with my daughter's father and I had my daughter when I was 21. And we were coming into adulthood, partying, so on and so forth. And it just didn't work out. I think it's just because I was more groomed to be a mother and motherly, so on and so forth. And you're 21, you want to live your best years. And that was ultimately the reason why we ended our relationship. It did not go bad. There was no abuse. I would never say
you don't strike me as a woman that has a lot of attitude, and you haven't been, loud, talkative, argumentative, or difficult to get along with. And unfortunately, if you watch my show, that's typically not how a lot of women get, especially when I start saying things that they don't like. Relationships fail. They do. And
absolutely.
They can happen. But we as a community would do better if we married earlier. Not early marriage, but married earlier. Number one. Number two, if women made it a requirement before they had a child that they were somebody's legal wife. Because that makes it easier for, even if it does fail, for somebody else to come along and say, did you have anything else that you want to add into that?
Oh, no, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good call. So, guys, oftentimes, women will go look for somebody to advocate for them. They will go look for a needle in a haystack and say, well, it happened for her, so it could happen for me. It's almost like looking for a hero. And basically, it's looking for hope. And it's more or less like, well, if it could happen for her girl, it could happen for me. When knowing why it happened for her is different. She's physically more attractive. She, maybe her shape is more appealing, and her amount of children. I mean, again, more children, less attractive. Ladies, you got to pick a struggle. Men can have one struggle. One. You can have one struggle. You ugly, that's a struggle. Fat, that's a struggle. You broke, that's a struggle. Got a little eggplant, that's a struggle. One struggle. You can have one struggle. People will accept one struggle. But you got two struggles, you got to compensate.
But name of the game. Just because somebody else is in a relationship and they got a good relationship, they got a good person that they with, doesn't mean you will get that. You know what I mean? So, just think about that kind of stuff. If you have multiple kids, that's going to bring your value down. So. And another thing I wanted to add is you have to be fair. Like I said earlier in the video, you have to be fair. If you have standards, women, a man should be able to have standards as well. So, play fair. That's all I got. Until next time, I'm gone. Peace.